Hello. It's all very quiet. Hi, Danielle. We've got a way of tech. Cool. Can you guys hear us?
Okay.
Do you want to be?
Okay.
Hi, Tanya. Right.
Cool. Hello, everyone. Hope you're well. And welcome home to my better half. It's good to have her back after 2 weeks of holding the fort. So I thought we'll kick things off, and as we do every time, let's just throw it open to the floor and see if anyone's got any questions going into the start of April. Maybe around any questions or anything. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Minion.
So let's just throw it open. If anyone's got any questions, just unmute yourself or throw a chat comment, and let's just see if there's anything particular you want us to cover, and we'll take it from there. Has anyone got anything they need to ask? All very quiet on the Western Front again.
Craig, I had something I was going to call you about earlier, but I sort of do know the answer now. But I can share it because it may be of benefit.
Excellent. So share with us, what was the question and what was the answer?
Well, I have someone who I've been talking to at the local convenience store about signing up, about getting oils and what have you. And in her excitement, she, even before she's ordered, she's actually been telling other people. So I had a phone call yesterday from someone saying, I want to order a kit. I live in the same street as you, can you come over? And I was kind of like, what? Hang on, how do you know where I live? And put it all together, and she was ready to go, but the other lady, I haven't been able to get in touch with her, and I'm sort of in a little bit of limbo because we'd like to put her underneath the lady from the convenience store, but I also don't know whether she's quite ready to jump in, with a kit or what have you. Am I still on?
Yeah.
Are we good?
You need to speak maybe a little bit slower.
A little slower. The internet can't keep up with you.
So I wasn't sure how to go about the sign up because the order's it's not in the right order. So that was my first question. I'm like, okay, what do I do? Perhaps you can have your suggestion anyway. And then the other one was, can someone sign up with a starter kit, and could the other lady start up with a starter kit and still be paid even without committing to what the LRP is for next month? And I now know the answer that's no, but she can sign up with a $35 kit this month as long as she has an LRP of 100 PV next month and still get paid for both months. So if she doesn't have the money this month for the larger kit, she can have a $35 small something and then go from there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure. So what was your answer to the first issue around timing and how to get the other person registered first?
Well, just because the person who was originally, like the lady that I was talking to at the convenience store, she was the first one to put her hand up to sign up.
Okay.
One of her friends was. So it was just kind of like, do I just put her referral in first, and then when she's ready to sign up, hopefully within the next 2 weeks, then move it over from there?
Yeah, well, you've got 14 days, so a quick discussion with the convenience store lady might just be in order, and just let her know that you'd like for her to go in first, and then so just put it to her explain to her the situation.
Yeah, because if you enroll them both within sort of 10, 14 days of each other, they're both sitting front line, and you can move, and then you could always, what you would have to do then is then reallocate enrollership of that other person to the person who introduced them, because if you enroll them both, then you're the enroller of both.
Well, that's why I thought I was better to not do that, because I kind of, by doing that, I steal one move from a later time. Only like if I, you know what I mean, it kind of wastes one of those moves knowing that she's not my enroller in my enrollment in the first place.
Because once you hand enrollership over, that other person's not going to be able to sponsor them wherever that's best. So it is always best for the introducer to sign up first, and we did this. I helped Michelle Husky with this the other day, and so it's always a tough conversation to have, because you also need to talk to them about if they enroll and have 100 PV order and go on LRP, they're going to potentially earn fast start that week. You don't want to miss out on that. So it's important to understand what they're going to be entitled to, so that you get them to have their 100 PV order and do the LRP, so that they are entitled to earn in that first month if they've introduced people. So
a quick conversation with the lady from the convenience store.
Yeah, well, I'm in limbo now, because I managed to grab her while she was walking the dog this morning as I drove past, and gave her a quick information.
Are you walking a dog?
and she said I said I'd call her at the end of the day today, but I haven't connected. So now I've got this order that I told her I'd place the order straight away, but I haven't. So I'm kind of sitting on that order going, eh.
Yeah, no, try and get her registered as soon as you can. That'll be good.
Yeah.
And is there anyone else with a question or something that the rest of us can maybe learn from, something you've experienced in this last week?
So Robin's got a question. So Robin, you're unmuted. Can you?
Hi.
I can't hear you. Is your microphone on? Because I can't hear you. Okay, so type your question. Anyone else got a question while we're waiting for Robin's to come through? Okay, keep typing, Robin. We'll read it as it comes.
Or maybe we should just talk about the percentage, and maybe we'll answer the questions then, because it's every 4 months. So every 4 months, when you're on LRP, the percentage changes. Have you got the exact percentages?
Yeah, so it goes 10 to 15.
10, 15, so it's 5% change every 4 months.
To 20, 25, and 30. Yep.
Okay, but if for 1 month, if one of those months you're not you drop your LRP below 50, that doesn't count as a month. So you'll have to do an extra month. Does that answer the question? I'm guessing your questions.
There we go.
Okay, here it is.
You want to read that one?
Robin says that we have a question about the LRP discount percentage. A lot of people have been saying it's a discount, but my understanding is that it's the percent of rewards points you will receive. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's the percentage of points that you'll get back. So the way that people just explain it, fair enough question, because we had to figure that out as well, is you get the points back. So eventually after 13 months, you get 30% of your spend you get back, of the points you get back. So if you spend 120, that's 40 points that, in points, you're going to get 40 back. So in the end, you use that for free product, really. So it's not technically a discount, but it is, you're getting your oils for free because it's free points that you're getting.
So just interestingly on that, and what I'll do is I'll copy a post that was put into Jackie's group. I think Tan Hodder, you saw that as well, where someone's actually listed all of the doTERRA product by price and how close the points are to the price. So they've listed the products that have a very close point to price ratio. So if you need any of those, they're great to buy in your normal order because you're getting almost equal points to price, and then you can use the points that you accumulate to get the ones that have got a very big gap between points and price. So it's a little bit of a spendthrift cost-saving exercise, but it's one of those things that we have in Australia because of the difference between US dollar and Australian dollar. They standardize the points, but the currency may fluctuate, and then you get a different price on that one.
Okay, thank you for your question, guys.
Yeah, that's great.
Lovely. Also want to know where you fit into the tree. Where do you guys fit in, Robin? Yeah, you'll have to type it in so that we know where to place you guys. Are you all excited about the TGA approved LLV? Anyone wants to have a little chat about that? Maybe your experiences with LLV?
Who's got it in their LRP order already, waiting for it to come? Minion's got, Tanya's got,
Then
other Tanya's got, Danielle's got, Irit's got, we've got. Okay, cool. So everyone's got LLV coming. That's awesome.
That's really good. So the way that I see this LLV, just from, I'm actually going to just say from a naturopathic perspective, from a practitioner perspective, it's awesome because suddenly we have something that if we wanted to, we can prescribe it. Again, it's just going to be a personal choice whether we do that as practitioners or not, but it's a very exciting way to go forward, I think, for doTERRA. It's going to open up, definitely open up opportunities. Kathy, you
Yes.
want to add something?
Kathy, we've got a little wave waving at us. Have you got a question? Did you want to answer, Kathy Craig? I can't hear you. Okay, if you've got something, just click it on there.
Okay.
Quick question, Tess.
Yeah, so is it, yeah, man?
Is it actually practitioner grade, the LLV?
Well, when we look at practitioner grade, it's something that going to normally not be on the shelves. It won't be stocked on the shelves.
Yeah.
So with doTERRA being, working so differently, it's not going to be stocked on the shelves anyway. So when I answer that question, whether it's practitioner grade, I'm going to look at the therapeutic quality, and from that perspective, absolutely yes. It's high.
Okay,
it's
great.
got high level of and high percentages of RDA, so recommended daily allowances. They had to change vitamin D just because Australia has different standards for that, but it doesn't affect the quality of what you're getting. So I'm very excited about it. So do you understand what I mean by practitioner quality?
Yeah, so we can actually say, if someone asked if it was, we can sort of say, yes, it is.
Absolutely. And the fact is I can prescribe it as a practitioner. So it's TGA approved for that reason as well, so that we can do that, which is pretty exciting for me personally. I love it. So I'm going to just tell you that the LLV, I probably up to about a year ago, even just a few months ago, I would just say, well, I'm not too sure about it. And the fact is I've never used it myself, but I'm such a convert right now because it's done amazing things for me, and I react very, very quickly to the right type of supplement or treatment or whatever. I react really quickly, and within 3 days of taking the full dose of LLV, I realized that I was actually feeling really, really crappy. This was after December for getting sick, and after 3 days, it lifted me, to just feeling so much better. And I'll continue to take the LLV. I think it's just one of the things that have got everything in it, and in good amounts and great quality as well. So that's my testimonial.
Yeah, definitely. And we're keen to get some more testimonials from everyone during the month. We have put out a couple of requests to everyone. If you go on LLV and you've been on it for a couple of weeks, post a video, comment, talk about how you're feeling, be very aware of what changes. So are you more wide awake? Have you got more energy? No brain fog? Everything's working. So post those comments. and then we're quite keen to let those people get in the draw. We've got some additional DDR Prime and some of the Serenity gel caps out of the US that we can share and let people try as well. So have a look at that one. We've had a couple of questions that have come through on this one. First of all, let me just scroll up here. There was a question around that there are some people who potentially will stock LLV on their shelves. It is possible. Remember that the Lifelong Vitality Pack can only be ordered as part of a loyalty rewards program. If you order them separately, they're ridiculously expensive. It's over $300 to buy them if you buy them separately. But if you buy it as a pack, it's $115, and then obviously you're getting the points, 30% on the 60-point PV that you're getting, so you're getting points back. But in theory, there's nothing stopping anyone from ordering those and putting it on a retail to distribute. It would be silly because it's a high cost to have them on the shelf, and I'm not sure who might do that. But there's nothing stopping anyone from holding a product and on selling it. So that's all within the realms of possibility.
Yep, no, they can stock it. So Tanya says, what happens if someone has been on LRP for 13 months? Do they just get to keep 30% rewards if they don't keep it at 50 PV or more? Okay, so after 13 months, they're on 30%. I'm trying to figure out exactly what you're asking.
Yes, if they don't order 50 PV, if they drop it to 1 PV or whatever.
Yeah, they'll keep their points, and the points have got to be used, I think, within a year.
But
Minion, do you know the answer
still on
to
a
that?
30% ratio, though.
Anyone know the answer?
They'll go back. They'll slide 10%, I think, I'm sure. And I don't know if they do lose their points. I've had someone that after 4 months have still got their points there, and they've still kept their percentage. So I don't know.
I don't know that either.
I wouldn't risk it.
Yeah.
Just keep ordering.
Yeah.
Keep your order.
Knowing my luck, I'd miss a month and go back to 10%.
I'd hate to go back to 10%. Tanya, thank you. Yeah, I'm unclear on that as well, because as Minion says, I've had the same situation where people have, kept their points for a very long time. So I don't actually know how strict they are on that and what the exact ruling is on that. Does anyone know? If it's written down anywhere, does anyone know? Okay, well, we might have to find that one out. Hey, Tanya, how about we give you some, Tanya Hodder, some homework, and you can find that out for us, what that is, since you asked the question. Okay, and then...
I've already searched for it. I couldn't find it.
Danielle is asking about the B12 in the LLV. So, have I got if I... Answer, can you get it for me, and then I'll just read that, because I don't know if it's methylcobalamin or which one it is. I'm not sure if what it's like. Let's just have a look. Now I've got my glasses on. Is this going to be fun? Okay, give me 2 seconds and I'll have a look at it. Okay, so it's actually cyanocobalamin that they've got in there. Do you know what? Personally, I would have picked a methylcobalamin, but that's okay. It's just that methylcobalamin is better absorbed, as well as adenosylcobalamin. But don't worry too much about it, because there's a decent amount in there. Okay, so I think you'll be all right with that. And that's the only B12 I can see in there.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we can have a chat about that later as well, Danielle, if you want to know a bit more. Men, I don't think you can use your points. Wasn't an option for me today. Not available. So that's for the LRP, is that?
Order.
For the LLV.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Tanya's also asking, is there going to be an LLV enrollment pack coming? What's in the new pack?
It's not in the new kit, no.
It's not in. Not that we know of, Tanya. There's no, and we don't have the inside scoop on anything special like that either. So,
which is interesting, because there's been quite a bit of conversation around how you would get someone on lifelong vitality fairly quickly. So a lot of people in leadership positions actually keep 2 or 3 packs because they've ordered ahead. And what they then do is they will on-sell at a wholesale price for the first month. So if someone wants to start on it straight away and then set up their LRP and do it that way. So we've got 3 or 4 packs here. So if anyone desperately wants, let us know. We can always arrange. But there's no way as part of an enrollment kit to actually do it. You've got to order whatever you want and then set your loyalty rewards.
I just think it's great. I think it's great to get people started on their little enrollment kit and then set up the LLV for people.
Early the next month.
Seriously, anyone can go on LLV, whether they like it or not, and get rid of the crappy vitamins and minerals that they buy down the shop. And I honestly say to you, I've tested people who come up with needing something from the shop below, you know, 12, 15, 18 tablets a day to actually have a therapeutic effect. It's not the case with these, you know, therapeutic grade supplements that we've got. And just coming back here quickly to the question before on maintaining points, Danielle did point out you'd need 1 point to maintain your 30%. So as long as you put an order in, you will maintain that. And I think it will you maintain the points that you've got and your percentage points for a year. I think,
12 months is
12 months. I think that was the way it works. I could be wrong on that one. But.
Kathy Craig did ask a question around why LLV is 60 points PV but costs 80 points. So I'm not sure.
It's often like that.
Well, there's a difference between what points you use to buy a product, and there is actually a schedule of point pricing. So if you are looking to see what something will cost you in points, the cost in points is never the same as the points you will get on a PV or the earning points. But just have a look at that schedule. Again, it's to do with the cost of the product coming into the country and how they allocate that. So that's not a major problem.
Okay. Beautiful. How big are the tablets?
Too big.
The capsules, they're your normal capsule size. So I think it's the O size or the 1 size. Craig's opening up.
Yeah, it's a standard capsule.
Just standard.
There's some bigger.
In the LLV.
Those ones there. Yeah.
That's the big one.
Alpha.
Yeah, the oils.
Yeah, that's.
And then, okay, we'll show. I'll show them.
That's the other one.
Okay, and this is the Alpha CRS. This is the VMAX.
And there's oil.
And this is the oil. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, that white one's been pimped. I swear it's bigger than the first first I had. I opened it and I went, oh my God, these are huge. And even when you look at the container's a lot fuller than the other one. But the friends can see it.
But what I like about the whole thing, and you're quite right, what I like about it is, again, you may want to start. You may actually want to use half dose as well, just like 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening. And it will last you longer as well. See how you feel for a couple of weeks if you do that. If you don't feel much of a difference, go full dose. But I have actually found that with people, half dose is perfectly okay. And especially if you've got clients who are in a very, let's just say, people who are compromised in their health, really not weak or not strong, they may be weaker. Might be worth starting them and recommending half dose. I know we don't want to get into prescription and all of that sort of stuff, but you can speak to your, people you sign up and help them with suggestions like that. All right, so just know that I have found that half dose for people who are quite unwell works perfectly fine, and just try it for a little while before they go on full dose. Okay. Robin, you make your own.
Robin's make her own capsules. Like good stuff. Is that an oil one? Very good.
Nice. Beautiful.
Okay, awesome.
All right. So anyone else got any questions, specifically business related questions that you have this evening, or we haven't really prepared anything other than just a few little things that we have to share.
Okay, so if you've got any other questions, there we go, Cara. I'm just going to unmute you. You've got your hand up
Cara.
in the air. How are you going?
Hey guys, I'm good. I'm just wondering, how like can you guys hold like a how to do a podcast or something? Like, I really want to learn how to do like podcasts or just to share better with people that I can then attach to like an email address and then maybe send out as an email as well. But I'm not really sure how. I'm not even good with computers as it is, so not really sure how to do that.
Sure. So are you wanting to do something in video or just a sound recording?
Probably, I don't know. Well, probably something in video, because I'd prefer for people to see me so they can see like the realness, and not just have like a sort of, video that I could have just like cut out and started again. I want it to just be able to be really raw and natural.
Okay, awesome. Absolutely. Watch this space. I will put up some information around how to use new YouTube Live. Just get yourself a YouTube account if you don't have one yet. And
I've got one.
Cool. So if you've got one, you can use YouTube Live, which is effectively like a video conference, and it'll record it live and save it into YouTube. But I'll put up some instructions and find something for you, because Jessie did a complete instruction on how to use YouTube Live, so you can do that.
Awesome.
There is actually also a way of using Facebook Live and copying the video link, but I'll see what I can find, and you can. We'll put up some info for you. Otherwise, Zoom. This one we're using is free. If you open a Zoom account, you can record yourself, and it saves the file anyway. So play with Zoom as well, but we'll put up some info for you.
Okay. Oh yeah, info on Zoom would be really good too, because I sort of like tried to play with it. I didn't really understand it. I got really lost.
Okay, no problem. I'll find some help screens. Zoom's great. If you open a Zoom account and do it this way, you can just talk to yourself and record it. There doesn't have to be anyone on the other side.
Okay, cool.
Talk to yourself. You can share screens. You can do all sorts of stuff. So that's easy. Okay. Nice.
Yeah, awesome.
Tanya, Kiara, you did put something up about people with power roles, but we'll leave it at that because I hear you. And then secondly, Tanya Hoda was gonna said something. Where's Tanya's question now? Where the fish oil comes from? I'm sure it was mentioned at convention, and I'm sure I wrote it down. So I just can't remember it, but I'll see if I can find it. All I know is that it's vegetable sources, isn't it? So no, because it's not a fish oil.
It's got concentrated fish omega-3.
It has got the fish omega-3?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Someone else who knows? Hey?
I think it's both fish and plant-based. I think.
Yeah.
Does it say?
Otherwise, you have to get the V omega if you want a vegetarian one.
Yeah.
Dr.
We don't have
Goldfish.
What was that?
Dr. Hill's goldfish.
So I think it was mentioned, and I'll just have to go through my notes because I think I wrote it down where these things come from. But we are assured again that it's there's no metals and heavy metals and anything in them. So there's always this issue around fish oils and mercury and poor quality because they heat up the oils and all sorts of things. So it's a valid question to ask. Charlie.
Hello.
Hello.
You might have covered this already. I joined late, but I'm having mild freakouts about the new Wholesale Customer.
Okay, list to talk about.
We'll talk on that.
Did you? Oh, sorry.
No need to freak out. It's all good. It's fine. We're just going to have to learn to deal with it.
Yeah, I think that. I haven't watched the training yet, so I know I need to do that. But
okay, we'll highlight that now. I've got a couple of screens to share, and we'll deal with that one. That's cool.
Okay.
Okay.
So we just go there now.
We're happy to go into Wholesale Customer. Right. Cool.
Daniel Moker was a wholesale customer. Daniel's in the Netherlands and signed up as a wholesale customer and switched to a wellness advocate.
Oh, awesome. Well done.
Daniel.
Hi, Daniel. Good. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, Daniel.
We're going to speak Dutch to you, and then no one else can understand. We'll speak Afrikaans, speak Dutch, all right?
Well, I can speak Spanish more than Dutch. But,
use Spanish. I can't help you with that one.
Okay,
but yeah, actually, I only got, once I went to open up an account, I had the chance to join as a wholesale customer and as a wholesale member. So I just went, I just advocate, actually, I should say. So I chose that option, but apparently, yes, for Tanya, that showed first as a customer, and then it just changed automatically back to advocate member.
Okay.
So yeah, from my side, I didn't have much to do with that, just to basically choose what I wanted to do, and that's what I did. I just chose advocate member.
Okay, awesome.
Amazing.
Great. So folks, there's been a fair bit of training that's happening for silvers and above to position exactly what's going on with the wholesale customer. Effectively, 1st of June, the preferred member will disappear and will be replaced by a wholesale customer. So when someone comes to register, the first option is actually going to say wholesale customer, and the one below that says wholesale prices. Okay, Tanya, you waving at me? Or Tanya Chiara is just waving. She's waving at you, and everyone's waving. That's cool, lovely. Thanks I'm glad I can be creating a community this evening. All right, so the wholesale customer already exists in America and obviously Europe and Singapore and a couple of other countries. And the reason it was created, and it's not for us to agree or disagree with it, the reason it was created is that in America, when you sign up as a wholesale advocate in America, you've got to provide tax details and social security number. And the Americans don't like that, because if they don't want to share or build, they don't want to be handing over their social security number. So doTERRA in America then created a wholesale customer account. The reason that it's a wholesale customer account is there's no social security number, no tax file number, which also means the wholesale customer cannot share. They're not allowed to enroll anyone. They're not allowed to share the oils. They can only order and consume for their own use. Other than that, they have the exact same benefits. They buy a wholesale price. They can go on LRP. They can get loyalty rewards discounts. They can qualify for the product of the month, all those things. But the only difference is they cannot enroll anyone, which means you cannot enroll anyone or put anyone underneath them in the tree either. Okay, so from the 1st of June, there will be this new green person that's going to show up on your tree. They'll show up as a little green icon, and that will mean that they've registered as a wholesale customer. I think, and the conversations that have been had, is what is important now is I would probably prefer people not to go online and register themselves. I would like to register people myself so that I can talk to them and understand what it is that they're looking for before they register. So if you are building the relationship and talking to someone and running classes and you're going to enroll them or help them enroll, then you have obviously it's easier for you then not just to tick the first one and choose wholesale customer, but you would then register them for wholesale prices, which is the wholesale advocate. That's where it's going to be a little bit confusing. But if someone's just going to go to your website, as Daniel did, they're just going to choose the first one, which says wholesale prices, thinking that that's the way to go. So keep that in mind, that it's going to be best to make sure that you don't register someone incorrectly as a wholesale customer. The other thing with a wholesale customer, and this is where in America, some of the leaders are using it very well. And we did talk a little bit about this last week, and I know I've spoken to Tanya Chiara about it. If someone comes to you and they're interested in the oils, but there's no real indication that they want to share or build a business yet, you may decide to make them a wholesale customer. Why? Because you can still fast start on them, you can still rank advance, you can put them in your business where the volume is going to count for you. And then you've got 90 days to work with that person to get a better understanding of, are they interested in sharing? Are they interested in having classes? What are they thinking about the oil? And give them 90 days to practice and experience the oils. They could even come and watch you run a class or do whatever. But in Australia, we tend to move a little bit quicker than that. We kind of enroll people and then we book a class, and like Tanya said at the start, we've got someone who's introduced and someone else wants to join up already. So the problem with that is if someone is signed up as a wholesale customer and then they tell someone, they can't get a fast start. They can't enroll anyone. They've got to wait for 90 days before they can convert their account to a wholesale a wholesale advocate, a wellness advocate. So it just means we've got to have a really good conversation with someone at the start.
I'd stay away from it. I'll be honest with you. I'd stay away from it completely. I don't see the use in it at all, because wherever you place them in your team, you can't place anyone underneath of them. They can't get any, you know, do you know the term I so not like, the accidental elites? You know, that thing where people actually suddenly get to elite and they haven't enrolled anyone. They can't have that. So it can't motivate people to go, hey, maybe there's something in this business. I seriously, I don't care who sees this right now out on the YouTubes. I don't like it. I honestly wouldn't put it out there to people that they have a, you know, this massive choice.
Option, yeah.
If there is someone, however, who signs up and say, I just don't want to have anything to do with this ever in my life, blah, 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 blah. Okay, put them as a wholesale customer if it will make them happy. That's just my opinion.
Charlie, you got a question there?
But it's
Is it the same cost for them regardless?
Yes. So it's $35, same wholesale price, same loyalty rewards. Their back office is going to look different because they're not going to have a tree, they're not going to have a team. And on their front page, there's actually apparently a button that says, do you want to upgrade? And that button comes live after 90 days. And if they choose to do that, if they upgrade, you will get an email message, and that message will say, Charlie's upgraded to a wholesale advocate, and it'll give you 14 days to place them again and put them somewhere in your tree where you then want them to
Don't
go.
advertise it to them, people. Just sign them up as wellness advocates. And if they don't want to build a business, they don't want to build a business, and we carry on the same as what we normally do.
It's the same as the previous preferred member. We've never had anyone even talk about preferred member. We've always spoken about a wholesale advocate. The only risk is that if they go online to register themselves, they may select the wrong one. Yeah. So be aware of that. And if suddenly they appear on your tree as green, you may, obviously in this case, like Daniel's done with Tanya, you may be able to go to customer service very quickly and say, I made a mistake, I desperately need to fix it, and see what you can do. But try and see if you can sign them up as a wholesale advocate from day dot, I would imagine. Okay.
Any comments welcome, but seriously, I don't see any benefit in it for anyone.
Venya?
One other question. So what are they doing? Because I've been a bit, hang on, Georgia. I've been a bit slack and haven't attended the calls, and you know, life. And what are they doing with the Georgia? Shush. What are they doing with the swapping people over? Because I do have one preferred person on that I didn't enroll in my tree, and they said that they were going to just be contacting them and giving them the option to switch. So do they have to upgrade and pay the $25 to be, what happens, or do they just?
I'll check that.
Just ask.
Yeah, I'll check that I'll show you where the questions and answer section is on the doTERRA website, which we can have a look at. But that particular question,
I did read that, Craig, but it was very ambiguous. It didn't actually say. It just said that they will work out the best solution or something like that for them. It didn't actually say that, yes, they'll be charging them the extra $25 or anything like that.
That's right, because a preferred member wouldn't have paid the $35 on the original date. So my understanding from what I've seen somewhere, and I'll just confirm it, is that they will basically, from what I understand, they will wait for that person to reach their 12-month renewal, and then at the 12-month renewal, offer them the opportunity to upgrade to a wellness advocate and pay the renewal fee, or remain as or renew themselves as a wellness or as a wholesale customer. But I'll check that and I'll post some more information on that for you as well. Okay.
Thank you.
I will just quickly share. Okay, so you guys can, this is the doTERRA.com American website. For those of you who haven't been there recently, it's probably not a bad idea if you go and have a look at it. But along the top here, under Our Advocates, if you go onto that website, just scroll down under doTERRA Tools, there's a Q&A section. If you click on the Q&A, it gives you a whole heap of different questions and answers. And one of those is a complete questions and answers down here on Wholesale Customer. So do yourself a favor tonight, go and grab this and have a page through it. It talks about how do I upgrade, can an existing wellness advocate qualify for, can they become a wholesale customer, and how it all comes together. So please go and have a read of those. If you've got questions, then post them in this event on our group site, because we've got Deb and what's his name, Muse? Spencer Muse. Spencer is sales manager, and he's kind of running the rollout of the Q&A. So if we have got questions, Spencer put it out on Monday that we can just email him those questions. I think most of the questions will be covered in this Q&A. So one of the things that did come up in the Q&A is if someone is a wholesale customer, they can obviously upgrade after 90 days to become a wellness advocate. When they upgrade, you get 14 days to obviously replace them somewhere, wherever you want them to. That person down the track, if they don't want to carry on as a wellness advocate, they can actually downgrade at their 12 months. They can downgrade to a wholesale customer. But if they do decide to upgrade again after that, you don't get to replace them again. So obviously there's some sly people thinking that it's a strategy to get people to move out of their tree and move them somewhere else. You can't manipulate the wholesale customer relationship to get them to drop off and then come back and get another 14 days. So don't even think about anything like that. But that is actually documented in the tree. A couple of things though, obviously you will qualify for fast start on them. You can place them for power of 3. So if you get to the point that you really just want to build power of 3, that's great. Put 3 on your front line. Get those 3 to put 3 underneath, and you'll get your power of 3, additional payment. But as Tess said, I don't think it's a major issue. So if you're looking for that info, it's under our advocates. Just scroll down to the Q&A section and go and have a look at that, because that has been spoken about at length today. So please, if you've got any questions on that, let us know or give us a shout. Okay.
Beautiful. Any other questions maybe? Or have you got something else that you wanted to cover? Just the ABN.
Yeah.
We can talk about ABN.
We will in a sec. Any more questions on the wholesale customer, or does that kind of scare you enough not to even talk about it with anyone? Well, good.
Don't go there.
Okay, but go and have a read of the Q&A. It's worthwhile. I think ultimately, let's carry on sharing the way we do. Let's keep the classes going. I know Kyra and Ty, you guys have had a great time sharing this weekend. Lovely to see those results. Good on you. And if you're talking to those people and they can see that enthusiasm, they're going to want to share as well. They're not going to wait 3 bloody months before they can share. I'm telling you now. I haven't met anyone who's prepared to use oils for 3 months and not say anything. Like, really, that's just ridiculous to even think that. Maybe 30 days, 60 days maximum, but if they're going to use the oils for that long, they're certainly going to be talking to other people. Okay. So the other thing that did come up in some of the leaders forums is just talking about income tax and ABN and tax file number. I know we've got a couple of people climbing ranks fairly quickly. doTERRA definitely now at silver rank will need you to have registered an ABN. If anyone needs help on that, just chat. Otherwise, get onto the ATO account and register yourself an ABN. The reason for that is that the discussion between doTERRA and the Australian Tax Office is once you hit silver, you are considered to be earning at the level that it is no longer just incidental. It's actually a business.
It's not a hobby.
It's not a hobby anymore. And when you start looking at the possible income that you can be earning at a silver level, you really are getting into a decent taxable level. So you do need to have an ABN, and you need to let your account, the account member have that ABN detail. If you don't provide that, the doTERRA actually now have to withhold 48% tax on your pension. So if you don't give an ABN, you're only going to be getting 52% of what commission you should be getting. So make sure that you get that ABN and get it across to them. And then it's up to you to manage that tax with your accountant. Okay, so I think I touched on it last week. If you're earning $10,000 in commissions, you're obviously going to deduct all the expenses that relate to that. It doesn't mean you're paying tax on 10,000. You pay tax on the income less the appropriate expenses. So that's important. So Tanya, did you say we send it to silver managers? Yep, that's correct. So have a chat to your silver team leader and just pop them an email with the ABN details. As I understand it, just in an email format is fine. I don't think there's any particular form that you need to send in to register that. All right.
Danielle, what's your question? What is the wellness advocate option going to say? Do you mean on sign up?
Yeah, so if someone's gone to your website, so you said that it's going to be wellness customer.
Yeah.
Sorry, customer. I can't think today. And then what's the advocate one going to actually
What's the other options?
Australia.
I'm assuming the Australian one is going to look the same as the other countries. So let me just go and share screen quickly, and I'll show you what I think it's going to look like.
Yeah, I don't think we have finality on what exactly it will say. So.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, it doesn't find me. I'm being kicked off doTERRA.
Jess has been terminated.
Can't say it. Well, don't keep trying. It's going to waste time. I think it says.
That's right. I'm sure we can just wait and find out.
Tanya, no, the withholding of the 40, it's actually 49%. It's not happening yet.
No.
But they will enforce it at some point, you know. They're just starting to warn us that they'll start to do that soon. I don't know when soon is.
Guys, there's a bit of a back office glitch here. So I'll try and confirm that for you. In America, the wording is wholesale customer at the top, and below that it says wholesale prices. It doesn't say wellness advocate. It says wholesale prices. So that's what it says on the American one, and that's where there's been confusion. And I think it's the same in Europe around that.
I kind of wish they would just say wellness consultant or something. Anyway.
So maybe what I will do, and from us, we'll send some feedback back through to Deb and through to Melbourne, and just say, is there any possibility that we can get them to list it as wellness advocate on the top and wholesale customer below? Is that possible? I don't know how big an issue that is from a technology point of view, but it might well be worth us having a look at. But we'll give them some feedback on that. Okay. Question.
That's how it is now.
Sorry, Minion, what's that?
That's how it is now. It's wholesale, a wellness advocate on top and the preferred member down the bottom.
Yeah,
so
that's
just
right.
Don't have it the same.
The American one, for some other reason, is the other way around. So I will ask Spencer to see if there's a way we can get some clarity around that getting listed the other way.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Robin.
Robin, easy one. You want to get your partner listed on your account, joint account. Simple.
Simple. He has to promise to do the dishes every night.
Yeah, dishwasher. There is an account amendment form. I can post that here, or just go and Google Australian doTERRA account amendment, and you just have to add an additional account holder's name in there and sign it off. Both of you sign, and then you've got both account holder names in there. That's great. So when you walk across the stage as Diamond, they call both your names out.
Yes.
It's really good. It's important.
Robin's getting excited about that, Diamond. That's great.
That's cool.
Guys, you know how easy it's actually so easy to get yourself to silver and gold. And I know there's a lot of you working towards wonderful things at the moment. I actually just want to ask Charlie, how's Diamond Club going for you, darling?
Good. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I'll fly out again tomorrow for another 5 days.
Wow.
Where are you off to?
Toowoomba, Brisbane, Toowoomba, Goondiwindi. Yeah.
Sounds wonderful. And you're on track?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Qualified last month, and going really good. It's going really easy for me. I'm really loving it, but my husband is hating it.
He's got to do the dishes. That's why.
Yeah. He doesn't want to join on my account.
Oh, good on you. I mean, they always say if you put the work in now, you'll reap the benefit, and your team's just growing so rapidly. It makes a massive difference, and you've got all this opportunity to get them placed in the right places so much quicker because you get a better view of what they're doing. So well done. Great.
My uni level has doubled in a month.
That's wonderful. That's so wonderful.
Way worth it. And the rest of it, but yeah, it's worth it.
That's great, Charlie. Good on you, and good luck for the next few days as well. Guys, so those of you who don't know what Diamond Club is, just look into it. And it's a real wonderful way of connecting with your team, growing your team, and doTERRA and Uplines actually help with the sponsorship of the travels and some incentives for people who join up. So it's a really good way of getting involved. It's hard work, I believe, but it's worth it. So
just get you to Diamond so much faster, really.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And when you're Diamond, you get invited to do things like go to Nepal. Unbelievable. I have to tell you, I'm actually so full I'm going to cry. I can't even begin to tell you how amazing this experience has been. It's let's get yourselves to Diamond. I'll talk about it when I can, because at the moment it's just right here. Get yourselves to Diamond and experience something so mind-blowingly amazing. Be right there on the ground with the money that Craig and I put in, but ultimately comes from you guys, from our team. We've paid as a team. Yes, I was there, but you were there as well, because we've paid together as a team to put the foundations into a school building for 800 kids in Nepal. So I'm grateful to everyone. I'm grateful to you guys.
I've seen the video. My wife now knows how to pour concrete, so we're expanding, we're building.
I will talk and share when I can. I'm just so full still, and I haven't quite decompressed. It's actually too much. It's quite overwhelming. And coming back, I feel a density around me when I've been so light. And suddenly there's this absolute density, not just on the ground here because we're on sea level. So we've come down about 2,500 meters. But the food is too dense for me. The vibration is so high, my body can't handle at the moment the food, just talking about it. I mean, it's kind of, the body's adjusting because there's so many shifts on that energetic level that has taken place. So once again, my deepest thanks and gratitude to you guys. It's been an amazing experience. Love you.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
We loved all your. Oh, sorry, Tess. We loved all your updates and your pictures. And Chrissy,
amazing.
All her pictures, because I was following what you guys were doing, and yes, it was interesting. It was interesting some of the stuff she was saying about your antics in the bedroom.
Well,
was it a lingerie model or something?
Well, look, I don't know if I should say much on this public forum.
It's going to go on YouTube later tonight. Probably not a good idea.
But there might be a calendar coming out called doTERRA.
doTERRA, that's a crack up.
there might be, and I might even have Rob Young's stamp of approval on that one. So his wife said, Debbie says it looks pretty good, and we might just need to put that out. So, and Radio Ramachap, I hosted Radio Ramachap, and that was pretty awesome because we got really close and personal with people on this trip. These wonderful people, and I think sometimes it just takes, an avenue like that for people to open up a little bit. It's not, they won't normally talk about these things in a group situation, so we sort of just opened up Radio Ramachap and just sort of invited people in to join our radio show. So I interviewed them and got really nice and close and personal and got to know them all a little bit better. And there were a few tears, and there were, people connect when you go a little bit deeper. So it was a really, really beautiful, wonderful bunch of people, and we got to know one another really well. And I think that's going to come back for all of us and into our teams, just that wonderful connection of the one tree that we are, and not just our Australian one tree, but we've made friends with the Taiwanese and the Chinese, and I just so resonate with them. And all I heard the whole time is, "Oh, Tess, I like you so very much. I like you very, very much." It's so adorable. So we've made some good friends, and I believe our tree's just gone way, way bigger. It's massive. We've got friends in Taiwan. We've got friends in Nepal. It's mind blowing. We've got tentacles everywhere. Very sparkly doTERRA people. It's beautiful. Anyway,
Fantastic.
We'll talk about that.
So Robin, get ready. You can enroll for Diamond Club in February next year. So you've got to get yourself to Premier Rank, I think it was, to qualify for this year's Diamond Club. And then it normally runs February, March, April, May. You've got 4 months. And you've obviously got to build and get enough people, 18 registrations a month, and grow from there. So there are some other rules. Have a read about it. I know you're new coming in under Crystal, and I'm really happy for you to join us, and it's exciting. So well done. But start thinking about it, because you want to get yourself to Premier Gold by the end of the year, so that you can get on Diamond Club and grow that business for yourself, and find some people outside of your area as well, because that's important. For Diamond Club, it's find other people who you know in other cities, and think about expanding. And I know I've been talking to a number of people this week, because Malaysia's gone live yesterday. They can now register online. There's complete Malaysian enrollment kits, Malaysian pricing. We've actually been invited to Malaysia and Singapore to go and train and teach later in the year. I'd love to go. I've got friends in Singapore, and I'd love to connect with them. I haven't seen him for 30 years. We were in Australia together 30 years ago, and he's asked me to catch up with him in Malaysia. So, but you never know where you can meet people in the doTERRA business. So if you do know anyone in Malaysia or Singapore, have a think about it. All the pricing details there. Have a look at our website, Health, Wealth, Happiness. All the information's up there. And I've shared most of that on the website as well. So
I'm wondering if there's anyone who's got new builder questions, anything that you just desperately want to know, or that you're wondering about, that you're unclear about, that as a group we can address and answer.
So if anyone wants to ask a new question, please feel free to do so. There are no stupid questions. The only stupid one's the one you don't ask.
You sound like a teacher.
If not, we're going to probably call Tom and go and find a cup of coffee somewhere, or a glass of wine. It's getting cold. I'm just going to unmute you up there. There you go. How can we help?
Hi everyone. I just wanted to know, going back to the supplementation, can I just ask you to tell me the difference between the DDR Prime capsules and the DDR Prime oil that is only available in the States? Because I'm desperately trying to find if that would suit my son who's on the spectrum, to try and help him.
Nurit, I'm not exactly sure, but from what I gather, it's exactly the same thing. One's just in a capsule, and I think this is 8 drops of the liquid in the capsule. Has anyone else got any other information on that? Does that sound right to everyone?
5 drops?
Or I thought it was 5.
8 or 5.
5. I think it's 5.
Okay, well, I'll go with Minion. Minion knows stuff.
I think the contents is exactly the same, Nura. I think it's the same mixture. It's just about dosage and whether it's easy enough to take a capsule instead of using liquid.
Oh, look, I've got some adults who can't swallow tablets on the liquid, and they also, rub it topically as well. Robin, you've got a hand up.
You can't drink it.
I was drink it. I was just going to use it topically. So I was thinking of mixing it maybe with a little bit of frankincense and fractionated coconut oil and just rub it on.
Beautiful. I know there are mamas who put it in the bath water as well for their kids. Tanya, Kiara.
I think what Joe Disamaki said was that some people react to the capsules.
Okay.
So if you're not going to take it, so people that have sensitivities can react to the capsules, not the oil. So I think that was the difference, Nareed. I did actually ask. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but if you're doing it topically, it shouldn't matter.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
I like anyway. I like topical. I like the oils topically. It goes through the skin easy, and it's easy to use, easy to apply. Okay.
Did we have another hand go up somewhere? Daniel, did you have a question, or were you waving as well? No, we're good. I've got someone showing up on my screen as a Galaxy S6 who put their hand up, and I'm not sure who's on the other side of Galaxy S6 because I can't see their face. But if there is someone with a Galaxy phone talking to me who put their hand up, please ask a question.
That was me.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes. Who's me?
It's Nissa.
Oh, Nissa, darling, we can't see your face.
Can't see you. You're in the dark.
No, you can't see my face because it's too dark in here anyway, so you probably couldn't make me out.
Cool.
It'd probably just annoy everyone. I was just going to ask a builder's question, if that's okay.
Sure.
I was going to ask the balance between kind of supporting your leaders and enrolling yourself. I really struggle with that balance at the space that I'm in at the moment, and I guess everyone's quite different and there's no real cut and dry answer that I'm really looking for. But should most of my focus be on supporting my leaders as well as doing my kind of 2 by 2 by 2 1 each day? Because I find that a little bit challenging.
I hear you. So Nissa, you're at gold rank?
That's correct, Tess.
So the thing is, I think once you step into that and you're at that rank, you hopefully got your at least three builders who are committed builders. Now, can I just ask if you believe that all three of them are committed builders, or if you've got maybe one that's...
No, I don't believe that they all are, to be honest with you. I think I've got several in one leg, and I've got one solid one in the second one, and my third leg is not going so great for me. Or them.
All your enrollments would go into that third leg as well, hey?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So basically what you're saying is you're kind of building that third leg. Am I hearing you right?
Yeah, like I feel like I'm investing a lot of time in there, and I've kind of enabled people, and that's not really what I want to be doing. And it's, should I build a fourth leg? Yeah, it's just I'm not really sure how to go all about it. Really.
I actually think it might be a nice idea, because I think people can resonate with what you're saying, and I certainly do as well, because we're building on a fifth leg as well, and there's not really any super I can't say not committed, but we're struggling with that same sort of situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably a really good idea to sit maybe with us, Nessa, and just sit personally and have a look at your structure, have a look at your organization. We can maybe sit down with you and have a really good look at that and come up with some suggestions for you. But in terms of your actual question, where the balance between it, at your level, you are actually doing both things. You are leading and you are supporting. But it also seems to me like if there isn't someone who steps up in that leg, then you're going to be building that leg. So I'd be working towards finding someone in that leg to support them as a builder, having conversations with people and really asking some tough questions of them. You know, ask them the tough questions. Is what do they want? Are they committed? Do they want to build a business? Do they want to have an income? What is it that they want? Identify one or two people maybe and have those conversations with them. I believe that's that's the first.
Absolutely. I love that.
I think you.
And I think
yeah, carry on, Listen.
Sorry, Craig.
No, carry on.
I was just going to say, I think I've really identified a blocker there around that, Tess and Craig, and that is for me. I've shied away from some of those tougher conversations up until now because I feel like I'm peddling my own agenda, and that's a real blockage for me that I've identified.
Yeah, and I think it's easy to fall into that trap, but at the same time, remember, put the hat back on and you've got the cookies you can share, and if these people are keen to build a business, they can grow to a sustainable income and get to diamond, and you don't want them to be deprived of that, and that's not your agenda, that's their agenda. So
that's it.
If you have that conversation with them and say, hey, what's holding you back? I really want to see you replace your part-time job and do all those things. Is that what you're interested in? Then it's not your agenda at all. It's them choosing where they want to go. And I think if you don't address that, that's probably a little bit selfish, because then it's your fear getting in the way of someone else maybe stepping up or not stepping up, and you moving on to someone who is more motivated. So it's a tough one. But what I would say, and I know Tess posted around barriers and boundaries some time ago, it is tough because it becomes totally consuming, and suddenly your whole day is running around trying to enroll people, help people, and it probably just means putting a bit of planning and structure around, if I've got 3 people who are leaders and I want to grow my business as well, I need to be spending 25, 25, 25, 25, just simple maths, or, I'm going to spend 10% on my 2 leaders and the other 80% on my business, because those 2 leaders need to step up and they need to start asking me instead of me giving them answers. So work on a bit of a plan around what your day and week's going to look like. But happy to sit and look at it individually. And I think you've nailed it. When you move to gold, and I've just posted on our group site the Share Success Gold Planner and some of the comments around gold. Go and have a look at that, because gold is the change from product to people.
Yeah.
And it's when you move to that people level that you're going to be challenged, because it's around leadership and running an organization and sharing, and it's not just about writing product sales. But that doesn't mean you're selfish. That means it's just finding the balance between it.
Charlie, what did you find around getting to gold, if there were any of those sort of challenges that you had to deal with that Nessa was talking about?
Pretty much exactly what Nessa was talking about, actually.
Awesome.
And it was exactly having a very tough conversation with a builder, which I had put off for about 3 months. And then after Fiji, I just felt connected and brave, and I had the conversation. And then she stepped up and I went gold. So but I had to overcome the fear of that conversation, and it went well. I was actually scared she was going to turn around and say she didn't want to go there with me, and that's why I didn't have the conversation. And then actually she just felt that I'd backed off, but I'd backed off because I was scared to have that conversation with her. So
right to share that, and I think that's exactly what needs to happen, is so that it's just go in there, ask some tough questions, and show your leader that you actually care about her and that you want the best for her. And when you share that love and your support, you never know what's going to happen, but it can only come across really well. So thank you for sharing that, Charlie. I think that's great. Anyone else want to comment on building and maybe any blockages or anything you want to address? How are we going for time? Anytime, we're over time.
But happy to answer questions.
Someone, maybe a last comment for anyone?
Sorry, I have one quick thing.
Yeah.
And to do with handing over enrollerships. Like, I'm going to be in the same position when I want to go for gold. I've already got 2 legs that are halfway there in a way, because I've already built one of those legs to executive for them. So they only have to build another leg to executive. But I'm not just going to hand it over to them. They need to, build that leg as well. And I suppose I've got some, I've got some gunners, not some doers there. I'm gonna. And I don't know, I don't want to push them either, because I don't want to be seen as having another agenda, but not another agenda, but yeah, I just don't know the right time. And I have spoken to Rochelle, my account manager, and she said that's something that obviously she can help me, sort out as well. But yeah, when do you sort of, obviously the best time to hand them over is when you are, sure that they will, hit executive on the other leg, so then they're premier.
You kind of also want to challenge them and say, well, I don't just want you to be premier, I want you to be gold. So you want them to step up and make themselves premier before you hand over the leg. So you want them to almost be motivated enough to build 2 legs themselves and show you that they're working on it before you really hand it over. And I know, we've had this conversation with Jesse and with a couple of other folks, and by handing over, you're losing long-term, big time. You hand over someone who could become silver down the track and pay you $3,500 bonus when you diamond, but premier, yeah. So, but it's about them first showing you. And I know Paul always says you'll never ever give someone even a sponsorship unless you can see that they're going to be part of your business and work with you. So you definitely need to set some ground rules around what they're going to need to do and where they need to grow to. And but at the same time, you want to rank advance as well, which is the challenge.
Yeah, and it's just going to be your decision in the end. And no one can ever ask you for an enrollment or expect an enrollment from you. That's not how this business works. It's your business. So you make the decisions based on what's best for you. And I know there are people who have not handed over enrollments and have not ranked because they wanted their team to actually do all the work, so that they didn't have to hand anyone over. So they actually pushed back their own rank advancement, until that organically happened, and their members, their leaders actually did the work. So it's got in the end.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I know on one of my legs, if I did hand over, I've got someone that does want to build further down in that leg, the same leg. Yeah. She said, I want to be diamond in 2 years. And I'm like, excellent. No worries.
Do it in a year.
I know I'm not exactly going to be, and I always found it interesting with what Hayley Hobson said at the Silver and Above training, who she ranked off when she got to diamond or whatever it was, wasn't necessarily the same people that she ranked off when she got to presidential. So it's always going to keep on enrolling, and you'll find people. So I know that person I may rank off to get to gold is most likely not going to be maybe the person that I rank off to get to the next level. That's
exactly right. So you'd never know who down your tree is going to suddenly click in and just go for it. Yeah, you don't know.
But then it's like, do I try and place people that I'm enrolling under someone that actually is wanting to build, or do I put them back up to the other top? Like, I was just like, I don't know. I really need to.
We're all asking those questions. Yeah, it is that is what I need to puzzle.
Yeah, there are a couple of basic rules, but you just can't regret anything.
Yeah, that's
You've just got to accept that they will end up where they're best to be, and you can support them as best as you can, and it'll work out. Yeah.
Guys, thank you. I think we've got to go and let you guys go. Thank you so much again for joining in tonight. Throw some questions our way, business building questions, because we're here for you. We don't want to necessarily just throw stuff at you. We want to hear what you want to know and support you in that. So thank you so much for joining tonight.
Thank you.
Can we do 2 weeks?
Yeah, we're going to probably do a 2-week break, but I'll put up another event. So we may not be on next week, but we'll be the week after. Or it's Easter. We've got to have a look and see how we're going to go. But we'll let you know with Easter if we're around.
Okay.
30th of April, we are in Brisbane. We've got a venue booked again behind Suncorp Stadium. If anyone wants to join us on the 30th of April, please do so. But thanks for joining in, guys, and please feel free to post in the site if you need anything or have any questions.
Bye, Nat.
See you later.
Bye,
all the best. Bye.